Hello, Lord Stompy here. How you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Okay, brief introduction to my live show that I did on 3D radio with my friends. Thanks Avalanche, Nicki, Bullock, and Carrie for making that one happen. Oh, and a thank you to Wayne. Now, I would just like to say 3D radio is the biggest community radio station in the state of South Australia. It's been going strong since the late 70s, and I actually used to be involved with 3D radio back in the late 80s. Back then it was called Triple M, and it was located on McGill Road. I did a lot of stuff, everything from sitting around behind the front desk, being a sort of general gopher, phone answering guy, secretary, to occasionally being the secondary DJ. So, good times back then. It was a very different culture back in the old days. Everybody was allowed to smoke in buildings. And having the lackadaisical community radio station slash hippie culture, and me being a little law-breaking ratbag back in those days. I used to sit at the front desk at 15 years old, smoking cigarettes, thinking I was incredibly cool. Now, my father also had a lot of involvement with 3D back then. And, I mean, this was such a long time ago. We were using radio cartridges on air. Now, old school radio people will know what I'm talking about. So my dad did a show called Radio Liberation, and that was the alternative media, and he did a pretty good job, actually. It was like the internet is now. My father was providing the alternative news, but on radio, as that was the only medium that we had back then. So, the internet now is filled with alternative media people, but back in those days, my father was reporting on all the events and the issues that the mainstream refused to touch, and that actually had a really big impact on me, on the way I think about social and political issues. It's impacted me for the rest of my life. And another impact it had was twice we got raided by the federal authorities because we were interviewing some very controversial characters. Some of them were from overseas. We were touching subjects other people wouldn't. And so as a 15-year-old, and seeing the federal authorities, they broke into our house when we weren't home 2 times, ransacked the whole place. So that made me realize that the mainstream and the federal authorities are not your friends, okay? It had a lasting impact on me. And that's quite a heavy thing to learn when you're a young person. Now, back in the old days, 3D used to do... the lot of opinions used to get represented at 3D. There's some controversial punk records like Oi or the Sex Pistols or whatever. And, everyone from left-wing punks to right-wing Nazi punks had graffitied on the covers of the records. People were writing out arguments against each other on the records at the station. And that's what the 80s used to be like. That's the milieu I grew up in. There was this... the free speech was dare not even be questioned. So... now, with things getting so politically correct, and there's this kind of a trend for a social clamping down on people with dissenting voices, and this social trend is the community itself, mainly left-wing people these days, which is bizarre. Like, the left wing back in the 80s, they didn't want to censor anybody, you know, in general anyway. The vast majority of left wing people back in the 80s did not want to censor people. Okay, so I did my live radio show on 3D the other week with my friends, and I deliberately stirred the pot. I made some very crass, very cutting jokes. I was being edgy, man. Look, but I was being edgy with a purpose. Okay? Because I've kind of feeling like what a lot of people are feeling like these days. And the left wing doesn't understand this. The left wing are becoming very Victorian in their morality. They're like Victorian women who get the vapors. If somebody says something they don't agree with, they get hysterical and they try to clamp down on you. And this is amazing to me, because what's happening is, you know, various mainstream channels, ABC media, SBS media, the school system, a lot of newspapers are promoting this, what's the word for it? They're promoting a narrative that's very far-fetched and quite pie in the sky. And it's based around this general utopia that we're sort of all meant to be a part of here in society. If we're all just good citizens and polite and decent to one another and respect each other, we're all going to get along and it's all going to work out fine. And a lot of people, more and more people, are feeling like maybe things aren't working out fine, and they want to voice their opinion as to why they feel that there's a lot of evidence in the world that things aren't working out the way that we're being told, okay? And a lot of outsider people like myself saying these things, we're getting clamped down by our own community. The left-wing community don't want people to voice dissent. Now, this is amazing, because what's happening, in my opinion, is the powers that be have infected people with such a mind virus, with this subtle form of brainwashing, that instead of the government censoring people now, the proletariat are doing the job that the government used to have to do. Once upon a time, the government used to have to suppress opinions and speech through laws and through coercion. And now, free speech is getting threatened using social pressure. So, in my live show, yes, I played songs, I had a good time, but overall, my thrust in this show was to be an advocate for free speech and to push free speech to the boundaries as much as I could. In fact, I wanted to see if I could get banned from 3D, and to 3D's credit, they didn't ban me, but I did cause a rather large furore on their Facebook page the next day. A lot of people were posting comments saying ban the dirtbag and whatever. And you know, this is social media for you. And social media is a very big thing that I blame for this this cult of opinion, where everybody feels like they can just blat off any opinion that they like, and people have to take them seriously. Well, unless your opinion is very relevant and valid, no, I'm not going to take you seriously. Okay, you have to have some backup to your opinion for me to take you seriously. And until the day that people can back their opinions up, you'll find people like me making fun of you and pushing things to the edge, because there's a lot of people like me who don't like uninformed people in these big lumps of seething ignorance, just blatting their opinions everywhere, and thinking that their opinion is grounds to shut down other people's free speech. If you don't like someone like me or other people, getting in your face about these things, then I would suggest you have a look at yourselves, and you have a look at your little friendly little gangs that you're all part of, and maybe reevaluate your self-important opinions that have been indoctrinated into you by the mainstream, and maybe check out some people from the other side of the fence who have different views to you, because that's how I learn things. I was a left-wing person for a long time. I've got some left-wing views left, but overall no more. The left wing is quickly becoming a cancer that is eating Western society and destroying free speech. And people like me are not going to let this happen. Okay, that's enough from me. On with the show.
Well, it's 9:03 here in South Australia. You're tuned to 3D Radio 93.7 FM. This show is The Sound Lounge. And we kicked off tonight's show with Awkward Geisha, who are a partially local band. Features one local member, but members all over the world. We heard Beat It at the Karaoke Bar, taken from pub songs. Very nice. Well, we do have Lord Stompy and friends in the building, and they're ready to go. So, please take it away, Lord Stompy.
Why, thank you there, Sam. Mighty fun to be on this great show of yours. I'm going to play some songs for the good people out there. Going to put our hands together and praise the Lord tonight. Now, I'll hand myself over to my deputy here, Avalanche. He's one of my friends. Now, some people in this world think I don't have no friends, but I got a couple of friends. They're good friends. Not the kind of friends that turn tail on you or do the dirty on you. They do good things for you. Now, Mr. Avalanche, what you got to say to these people listening in, these friends of mine on the airways? We're sitting here on this gown of land and we're transmitting over them gown of airwaves. And what would you like to say to these friends of mine?
Well, it's mighty fine to be talking to all you people out there in radio land. I trust you're all sitting comfortably and strap yourselves in because we're going to have a wild old ride tonight. Wild old ride. We're going to get political.
No, we ain't gonna get political because that taxes my brain. That taxes my brain too much. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have fun. We're gonna get down here tonight at 3D Radio on the Sound Lounge. Mighty fine folks they got here. A lot of these folks here at 3D. You know what they're funny folks. They're them arty farty kind of people.
Yep, that they are. You're sure speaking the truth there. I always thought political was kind of funny, but it's a kind of stand-up comedy. You just got to go over to the Canberra, and mighty funny. I mean, if you ain't going to laugh, you're going to cry. So let's just laugh.
That's right. And also, we ain't the full pint philosophers, but we can answer some of your questions. One thing I can answer you tonight here, ladies and gentlemen, what's the difference between a crucifixion and a circumcision? Anybody know the answer to that? I tell you what the answer is. With a crucifixion, they throw the whole Jew out.
Oh, damn it, boy, made me swallow my beer the wrong way. You're testing the limits of my medication, boy. Let's just do some songs now. Come on
right,
now.
Well, this here song is dedicated. Well, I tell you what, people. I'll hand you over to the man, Lord Stompy himself, all right?
Hallelujah! The Lord
Hey, the Lord is in the building, Adelaide.
Hallelujah!
How you going, Adelaide? Rock and roll. Yeah, it's a long time no see on the air here. Last time I played here was with my band Iron Dwarf. Okay, so there's some people out there who are listening to this show. Greetings, fraternal greetings to you all. Hope you're going to enjoy this show. And also, maybe I've got some of my detractors out there listening too. God bless you all too, my dear detractors. Now, some of my dear detractors wrote some disparaging graffiti on my poster. They my poster up here in 3D. So this first song here is dedicated to you. It's called "The Hideous, Hideous Wankers." When I was a boy, I liked dreaming. I dreamed sweet dreams about life. Until they said, son, your trial's begun. They gave me trouble and strife. Cunning lies and manipulation. And life will never be fair. I was schooled in all these and brought to my knees and burdened with worries and cares. The hideous, hideous wankers, that's the key of feasting on you and me. I'm rolled down the pit, drowning in their bullshit and screwed up as we can be. Everybody! La la, 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 la la. Now I'm domesticated, I'm frustrated and screwed up and bored. There's life outside of this battery coop, I can't see it no more. I long for a change in the scenery, they don't allow that here at all. I've been trained so well to go through hell now, whinge and moan and that is all. The hideous, hideous wankers are feasting on you and me. I'm rolled down the pit, drowning in their bullshit and screwed up as we can be. Everybody! La la, 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 la la. Have not got time to be friendly, except to manipulate. Their brains are on fire with the dickhead dreams that they want to create. And soon we'll all be robots, brain dead under their control. Will there be anyone left to cry for us all when they take the last shreds of our soul? The hideous, hideous wankers, everybody, are feasting on you and me. I'm rolled down the pit, drowning in their bullshit and screwed up as we can be. The hideous, hideous wankers are feasting on you and me. All down the pit, drowning in their bullshit and screwed up as we can be. And screwed up as we can be. Oh, la, 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 la. Okay, so next on the agenda, here's one for my Catholic friends out there. A Catholic priest and a rabbi were walking through the church after the service, and the church was empty, and all there was left was this little altar boy down on his knees praying. So the Catholic priest says to the rabbi, hey man, let's screw him. The rabbi says, yeah, good idea, man. What are we going to screw him over for? Boom, boom. Oh yeah, it has reached that point of the evening. Another original song for you all here on the Found Lounge here on 3D Radio. Unleash your nighttime sky, let this whole earth cry with longing. Let dog pack hollow world makes out it infinite belonging. I too am a stray dog here. Do not fear. We'll keep each other warm and safe from harm. Dark clouds come and we begin whining fear and making in storms coming. Yeah, barking captains stalking mad, underdogs on their backs are rolling. Makes me glad I am on my own. I'm free to roam. Be nice to stray dog, you scratch it off you. And all the while, howling symphonies up through the trees. Let's keep each other warm and safe from harm. Follow into a reeking trail, touching piss and sniffing taillights rolling. Barking captains stalking bad, underdogs on their backs are rolling. Makes me glad I am on my own. I'm free to roam. Be nice to stray dog, it'll be good to you. Yes, I am a stray dog too. I need some backing and consoling. Ow! Kind words never go astray. Scratch my back, let me do some rolling. I will jump round and lick your nose, never your toes. Be nice to stray dog, who's got fleas off you. And all the while, howling symphonies up through the trees. Let's keep each other warm and safe from harm. And all the while, through the trees. Let's keep each other warm and safe from harm. Unleash your nighttime sky, let this whole earth cry with longing. Yowza! And don't pack hollow, things are reaching for the belonging. I too am a stray dog here. Do not fear. We'll keep each other warm and safe from harm. Ollie, thank you. Thank you. Hey, did you guys hear about the winner of the feminist beauty pageant? Nah, neither did I. How many feminists does it take to screw in a light bulb? How many? That's not funny, you misogynist pig! What do you call a highly opinionated feminist in the Middle East? You can call her anything you want because she's already been stoned to death. All right, Avalanche, my man. Do you want to get up and read a poem? Avalanche is a man of much mystique and great general merriment to the masses, and he does a good line in poetry from time to time. So, my good sir, will you...
All right. I'll do some new shit.
Read it straight in the mic, man.
New shit. Here we go. This is one that's called Old Money. How much is that in old money? The graphs and the lines, the heart beats, and someone once said to give it all back means you throw it in the face of the man with the laurel wreath for what lies beneath. How much is that in old money? But that's the story, they shrug with a longing look at the sky, and someone once said to give it all back means you can't fight the system. Apparently the mic drop turned sour, and how much is that in old money? Other words won't come anymore, and since nobody's guilty, nobody's innocent either. So someone once said, though, give it all back means you better time it right now, or else how will the moon rise without you? Someone once said, to give it all back means, how much is that in old money? Money, money, money.
Bravo, job. Well done, Avalanche. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're big believers in equality here at 3D. I'm a believer in equality. I think everybody's entitled to an equal piece of my bigotry, and no one is exempt. What do you call a redneck orgy? A family reunion. All right, I'm going to play some ukulele now. Let's do it. It's a shout out to Richard Tonkin at the Governor Hindmarsh. Can I have a little bit more ukulele in the feedback? Foldback feedback. Can I have a ukulele feedback solo? Wow! Oh yeah. So Richard Tonkin helped me write this song. So this is for all your Aussie patriots out there. We did a rewrite for the modern day and age. For some reason, Australians, we've got this myth of idolising this no-good guy who stole a sheep and then committed suicide while being chased by the police. I thought that's pretty old-fashioned, so we updated it to the hydroponic era. Oh yeah. It's called Roaching Matilda. My ukulele's been smoking hydroponics. All right, that's it. Once a jolly hippie settled down to fill a bong under the shade of his marijuana tree, sang with his mates, then he passed to join along. You come a-roaching Matilda with me, roaching Matilda, roaching Matilda, you come a-roaching Matilda with me. Choked till he choked, then he passed to join along. You come a-roaching Matilda with me. Down come some coppers, looking for a clock to bust. Down come some troopers, EAFP. Where's the jolly green stuff you got in your plastic bag? You come a-waltzing Matilda with me. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, you come a-waltzing Matilda with me. They sang this song as they went to slap his handcuffs on. You come a-waltzing Matilda with me. So up jumped the hippie, he packed the rest into his bong. You never take my green from me. He huffed and he puffed, he toked as he ran along. You come a-roaching Matilda with me. Roaching Matilda, roaching Matilda, you come a-roaching Matilda with me. Choked till he choked, then he passed to join along. You come a-roaching Matilda with me. So up jumped the coppers, they got into their paddy van. Up jumped the troopers, yeah, 1, 2 and 3. We'll take the bong that you have been sucking on, and you come a-waltzing Matilda with me. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, you come a-waltzing Matilda with me. Sang this song as they went to slap his handcuffs on. You come a-waltzing Matilda with me. You'll never catch me, the hippie he naively yelled. I'm flying high on the THC. Through the evidence to the bottom of the billabong. You come a-roaching Matilda with me. Roaching Matilda, roaching Matilda, you come a-roaching Matilda with me. Choked till he choked, then he passed to join along. You come a-roaching Matilda with me. But he was so stoned he tried to run across the billabong. He wasn't Jesus and drowned was he? Because I'm Jesus, actually. Never told you guys. Did you know it's International Transgender Visibility Day, and I've decided that my transgender name is actually Jesus. So yeah, I'm visible for the first time. That's me. Yeah, thank you. So anyway, where were we in the song? Where were we? Now his ghost may be heard in the bubbles of your bong. You come roaching Matilda with me. All right, the phone message is, if Dick and Dobbs don't get a shout out from Lord Stompy, they will burn Nicki's house down. Okay. All right, I'm not going to mention those guys' name then. Well, there's an incitement to the police, but the police are useless, man. I know the police are useless because somebody phoned the police a few years ago and told them I was dealing heroin to children or something. They came and raided my house and they found like a really tiny amount of marijuana. So you got to hand it to the police. So at least I paid for their call-out fee. It was like, you know, a $200 fine. It's like, yeah, we did our job, supervisors. All right. So God was doing his thing back in the Old Testament days, you know, because I was there, being Jesus. International Transgender Recognition Day, Visibility Day, whatever. I saw it. I saw it on Facebook. It must be a thing, right? Because people invented it on Facebook, man. That's official, right? If you see the hashtag on Facebook and all these people are agreeing with it, it means it's official. So, you know, being the transgender version of Jesus myself, I was there when God went up to the Babylonians in the Old Testament and he said, hey guys, you know, he said, I've got a commandment for you. He said, you got to stop screwing each other's wives all the time. It's just no good. So this is my commandment to you. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbour's wife. And the Babylonians were like, what's wrong with you, God, man? You're going to ruin our fun. Like, what are we going to do on the weekends? So God thought to himself, well, that was a bit of a tough one. So he went to the Vikings and he said to the Vikings, he said, look, I've got a rule for you. Thou shalt not steal. And the Vikings, like, what are you kidding, man? What are you kidding us, God? Like, seriously, how are we ever going to get anywhere in life unless we keep raiding everyone and stealing all their stuff? Like, go away. So then God went up to the Jews in the desert. He said, listen, I've got a commandment for you. And the head of the Jews said, how much do you charge for these commandments? And God said, well, they're free. And the Jew said, well, great, give us 10 then. All right. I'm driving down the road in my rusty combi van. Staring at me, I'm a steady rolling man. I'm blowing smoke and I look like a joke to you. Joke to me, your daughter's in here too. She came round there and said, I want to ride, boy. Said, Charles, sweet thing, just you step inside. Now we're taking it slow the way we want to go, go, go. Any way that the wind will blow, taking me down to places we've never been before. We both drove so hard today, we're both worn out and sore. Double bed in the back and a stack of food here too. Our weekend lights on the road for a week or two. Stack of CDs that were really deep. Eggs in the pan and cookies in the fridge. Snuggle up together through a thunderstorm, Lord, Lord. My little love thing just kept us dry and warm. And when we're bored, we just pack up and go, go, go. Any word that the wind will blow. We would double park down by the seashore. Then she turned my crankshaft to her elbows, both were sore. When I drive by, you all laugh and stare. I'm singing this song, really just don't care. I'm a natural boy, out warm with the birds and bees. I'm full of love and I'm always ready to please. Got a head full of smoke and I look like a joke to you. My comedy's a mess, it's multicolored too. White as dad don't know, won't do any harm, no, no. Now be a dad like you never have before. Well, policeman pulled us over. We were driving home, 'cause we were doing 69 in the 50 zone. When I drive by, you laugh at the freak. But your daughter's on board, she loves to ride. Daughter's on board, she loves to ride. Daughter's on board, she loves to ride with me, yeah. Yeah! Alright, that one's for all your artsy-fartsy dreadlock do-gooders out there, man. Rock and roll. Okay, this is I'm going to be vaguely serious here because I got some blues for you. Got some Robert Johnson. Gonna get up in the morning, baby. I believe that I dust my broom. Get up in the morning, babe. I believe that I dust my broom. Ain't a black man that you're loving, yeah. He can have my room. I don't want no woman. Wants every downtown man she meets. I don't want no woman, yeah. Wants every downtown man she meets. Like no good funny, yeah. Shouldn't allow her on the streets. I believe, babe. I believe that my time ain't long. I believe, babe. I believe that my time ain't long. Hey, look for me one morning, baby. Find this poor boy gone. Gonna call up the station. Gonna talk to the chief of police, yeah. Gonna call up the station. Gonna talk to the chief of police. Yeah, no good phony, yeah. They shouldn't allow her out on the street, man. Yeah, it's a crime what that woman does, yeah. Yeah, tell me about it. Woo! Oh man, she's pimping, boys. Yeah. If I could pimp that way, I'll be the hero of Transgender Day. Get up in the morning, yeah. I believe that I dust my broom. Get up in the morning, yeah. I believe that I dust my broom. Ain't a black man that you're loving. He can have my room. Woo! All right. Who loves the blues? I love the blues. I'm gonna play a song now. This is from 1920s. So same era as Robert Johnson. So these blues songs are going out to Harmonica Tribe. So I do harmonica lessons at the Governor Hindmarsh on Monday nights, 6 o'clock. And a lot of the boys and girls there love the blues. So these songs here, they're going out to Adam and Robin and especially John Justice. Oh yeah, Mad Mugs as well. This song's called My Baby Rocks Me. My baby rocks me, I live one straight arrow. Yes, she does. Yeah, it makes no difference if she's out of oh yeah. Oh, so I looked at the clock, it's 1:15. Said, come on, woman. Yeah, let's have some fun, yeah. You gotta rock me with one steady roll. 'Cause she's a dodgy woman. Yeah, my baby loves me with one steady roll. Come on, mama, what's he gonna do, yeah? You gonna rock me with one steady roll. Yeah, come on, help me, girl. Say, do-da-do, eh, do-da-do-da-da. Yeah, oh yeah, dee-da-do, dee-da-do-da-da. Oh, yeah, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh yeah, babe, you gotta rock me with one steady roll. Yeah. Said, my baby rocks me with one steady roll. Yes, she does. Every time. And it makes no difference if she's hot or cold. Yeah, come on. Said I looked at the clock and it's 3:15. Said, come on, mommy, you're killing me, yeah? You gotta rock me with one steady roll. Alright, so home stretch now. Say, my baby rocks me with one steady roll. One more time. Make no difference if she's out or cold. I looked at the clock, it's 4:15. Said, come on, mama, let's have some more. You gotta rock me with one steady roll. Yeah, my baby rocks me with one steady roll. Yeah. Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Thank you. You are too kind. Now, the question I want to pose to everyone here tonight is, why do Asian students have such small tits? It's because their parents believe that only A's are acceptable. All right, we're handing you over to Avalanche on the public poetry front. He's going to hit you with some culture. Unlike me, I'm going to retire briefly and stop serenading you with these bawdy ballads. Culture. And then we're going to have a surprise guest to our show.
Culture, indeed, culture. I've heard that was Dr. Goebbels' favourite word. It made him reach for his gun.
Oh, yeah. He wasn't thinking of cheese or yogurt, that's for sure.
Indeed. Okay, as I promised, I'm going to get political. I'm going to do a paradel. Now, all you poets out there would have heard of such a thing as a paradel. In fact, was an invented form by Billy Collins, but I won't go into it anymore. Here goes. It's called Lefty Paradel. We are the masters of wind and rain. We are the masters of wind and rain. For the rule of the masters it begins now. For the rule of the masters it begins now. The masters and of the masters. We are the wind and the rain. It begins now. But the proletariat needs education. The proletariat needs education, and past mistakes will be consigned to the scrap heap of history. I said past mistakes will be consigned to the scrap heap of history. But needs, history, revolution, the mistakes of education will be the scrap heap of history consigned to a proletariat past. Europe is haunted by the ghost. Europe is haunted by the ghost. And a people's soldier is informed and well-shaven, and a people's soldier is informed, clean-shaven, informed by a clean-shaven people's ghost. Europe is a soldier, haunted. And it begins now, the rule of the masters, the masters of the wind and the rain, and the consigned proletariat education. The dust heap of history needs to be the will of past mistakes haunted. The ghost is of Europe, and a soldier is a people informed, clean-shaven. Yeah, thank you.
Bravo, Chad. Jolly good. Now, I'm in an outfit with Avalanche called the Deck Collectors. At least I am on CD. So we put out a book and an 18-track CD. So we're going to do a piece of poetry with some musical backing from our Deck Collectors CD. This one's a shout out to the other Deck Collectors. Zebulon, Sean King.
Hey, Seanster.
You are my bitches.
There's a little piece called When Dogs Cry.
Don't forget to howl at the appropriate bits. It is full moon tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Young dogs cry as old dogs die, keening and howling, and the moon rises again eternally. No more bones, no more sticks. It's like that you see when young dogs cry as old dogs die. There's always another milestone, another sniff and scratch and sprinkle, and the moon rises again eternally. Like an eyeball collared and chained, and the lolloping clouds run free. Young dogs cry as old dogs die, slobber and chew the next day, tail wag, ear flub in a four-legged word, and the moon rises again eternally. Laughing and snorting all the way from teeth and tongue to tail tip. And old dogs cry as old dogs die, and the moon rises again eternally. Everybody! Ah, so sweet, so sweet. This is to all our friends, the dogs out there.
We love you, stray doggies. Now, guys, are you ready? Have you got your dirty knickers on? Okay, we're here at the Sound Lounge tonight on 3D Radio. We support diversity. We support all kinds of diversity. Diversity of opinion, diversity of sound, diversity of content, diversity of mind, diversity of spirit. And in that diversity of spirit, we have our lady of the moment. She's going to hit you with some... What is it?
They call me Dirty Knickers lately. So
They call you Dirty Knickers. Well, you better have a bath then and wash your clothes.
I don't want to be comfortably numb. I don't want to be one of the most horde of the dumb. I don't want to be blinkered so easier to see. I don't want to dampen the voice that is me. I don't want to be an easy lay. I can't believe everything you say. I brainwash stainless easier than thinking. Take this pill, keep up your drinking. The merry go round and round the same ground. The roller coaster going up always comes down. Dance in step to the group trance. Mouth your words in common parlance. And don't you take those blinkers off. And don't you tell the man to stop. Learn your lines and say them well. Don't you know you're already in hell? I don't want to be another unquestioning sheeple. I don't want to be one of the opiated people. I don't want to be your brainless toy. I don't want to be your unsuspecting foil. And I don't want to be bent over hands and knees getting fucked so comfortably numb.
Woo!
So yeah, they call me Dirty Knickers lately, and I left Dick and Dobbsy in my house listening to my stereo because that's where you can hear the radio well. So please, guys, don't burn down my house because I'm glad you can listen to the radio, but... Yeah.
Don't listen to her burn down her house, man.
No,
It'll feel good, just do it.
Yeah, don't listen to him.
Don't fall asleep while you're smoking a cigarette at their house. It might actually come true.
So this one is I got forced to do this course when I was on the dole for a little while, and they made me go in and do this course about how to get a job, and I wrote a song while I was, so something came out of it. The Industrial Revolution is over. The information age is here. Your labour is no longer required, and we got plenty for you to fear. We sell it to you every day. Turn on the TV, listen to the news. Everything you've got, you can lose. So we are competing with robots for shit-kicking jobs. For any jobs, where the fucking jobs Correctional services, a growth industry. The employment trainer, he tells me, which doesn't surprise me, cause every day there are more stupid laws put in our way. 300 human workers sacked to employ 50 robots. Robots don't call him sick, lazy, tired, or can't be fucked. Robots work until they die, just as they are designed to, and with a new part may be resurrected. And robots don't complain about overtime and don't expect weekends. So we are competing with robots for shit-kicking jobs. Sometimes I can't be bothered, I'd rather just get drunk. Cause if you go out and you try to have fun, well, all these stupid laws you probably have to run. Cause the boys in blue, oh, they do want you. Cause you're a poor cunt, so what you gonna do? Less jobs and more laws. You think it's a war on the poor? Not this war is a new thing, rather a constant society. So long as there's been those who think they control the resources, there's been too many of us poor for their fucking liking. And now they realize in the long term, robots are cheaper, even less of us are useful. So we are competing with robots for shit-kicking jobs. Don't you know that's what you're supposed to want? You get yourself a shitty job and a favourite football team and spend your spare time sitting watching a big screen. And don't you stand up, question, act differently. Cause correctional services is a growth industry.
What's there to correct? We're in Australia. Hey, what do you call a building full of bogans?
What's that, Stompy?
Jail. To give you a taste of what you'll expect from such an event. Now, I've had my tooth out the other day. No, people asked me to play some harmonica on this show, but my mouth is still pretty sore. But I'll do what I can. All right. Just a minute, we're going to start some rocking and rolling, but now, once again, we have our resident poet, Monsieur Avalanche.
Yeah, bonjour, ça va? How are you all today, huh? Okay, enough of that stuff. What have I got for you? I've got to find it now. And it comes howling at 3 a.m, scratching and wailing at your back door. Oh, limps in finally on 3 good legs and slurps down the milk, gobbles the food, and gratefully falls into a dead sleep in the corner on a pile of laundry. Snores and twitches in wild chasing dreams and stays around for a few days, maybe a week. But the one time you come back with a new blanket, you find it's gone, lit out, scarp, done a bunk, gone AWOL, and that's why we always open the door every single time it comes howling at 3 a.m, scratching and wailing at your back door, scratching and wailing at your back door.
Hey! hey. In just a moment, we're about to get Carrie, the amazing Magic Carrie Wah, playing some harmonica with me. So I'll just... Now, for anyone who doesn't know, I teach harmonica at the Governor Hindmarch Monday nights at 6 o'clock. I teach group classes to Harmonica Tribe. It's just come along, have a few drinks, have a meal, see how things are going. And Carrie is my assistant teacher and my number one harmonica aficionado. Where's your microphone? There's a little fact of life that I discovered recently. It's why do Jewish men like to watch pornos in reverse? They really like the bit where the hooker gives them the money back.
Take a look at your black life. Take a look at your black life. Take a look at your black life. Never coming back no more. Take a look at me, doctor. Take a look at my brain. Same old thing day in, day out. I swear I'm going insane. Take a look at me, Jesus. Take a look at this hole. Once upon a time it used to be my soul. Well, where did it go? Yeah. Yeah, one more time. Take a look at us drinking. Take a look at us sinking into a pit of our dribbling shit. And we never gonna care no more. Yeah, no more, no more, no more, no more, no more, no more, no more. I was sick and tired of hearing the score. Never gonna care no more. Won't you join in my sad song? Won't you join in our sad song? Think you're immune to this tragic tune? Tell you that it won't take long. Not long, not long, not long, not long, not long. Yeah, you think you're immune to this tragic tune? Tell you that it won't take long. Yeah. Take a look at your black life. Take a look at my black life. Take a look at our black life. Never coming back no more. Alright, that's an original song. You're listening to 3D Radio. You might want to turn that gain down about 1.5 on your amplifier there. There you go. Now, just as Carrie's sorting out her amplifier issues, what do you call... where do you... Yeah, I don't know what it's on. It doesn't matter to me.
What do you call an Islamic guy blowing himself up at Mecca? A selfie. You are listening to the Soundbound 3D Radio. Okay. You're Lord Stompy and friends, and we're about to play his original Adelaide music. Would you believe? 3D Radio, ladies and gentlemen, proudly supporting free speech, rock and roll, and Western values. Oh, hello. Hello, chat. So, this is a song. It's a shout out to Groody at Groody's Race and Resto. This is a song I wrote about people who like ingesting substances up their nose. Now, I am not inferring that Groody would do such a thing, but we do know people who do like such activities, and I would not recommend it. Do not try this at home. This one's called Coking On Down the Line. 1. How you feeling there?
You don't know.
Oh, no, maybe not. Don't have that thing on. 2, 3, 4. I said, look at her, buddy, can't you see? Ain't after your woman, she's after me. She wants that good stuff all the time, coking on down the line. I said, coking on down the line. 'Cause I love my whiskey, I love my gin, but the way I love my cocaine, it's a sin. Sit down here, buddy, let's do another line. Coking on down the line, I said. Yeah, coking on down the line. Everybody, yeah. Yeah, if you don't believe cocaine ain't good, take a look at the shit they do in Hollywood. They write that script line by line, but I'm coking on down the line. I said, coking on down the line. And then we went to the pusher, feeling mighty low, saw a sign on his door saying no more coke. Oh no, come back here some other time. Coking on down the line, I said. Everybody, coking on down the line. Yeah, feels good. Do it. For medical reasons only. I said, look here, buddy, can't you see? I ain't after your woman, that girl is after me. She wants that good stuff all the time, 'cause I'm coking on down the line. I said, coking on down the line. Ow! Oh yeah. All right, are you feeling good out there, Adelaide? Yes. Are you not feeling good? We value your opinions and your freedom of speech. You know what? It's a funny old world. Back in the 1400s, it was like millions of us all over Europe. We were like, we're dying of plague. Oh no, God's wrath is upon us. And then the Industrial Revolution came around about the 1700s. It's like, oh, we're all working down coal mines 16 hours a day and dying of lung dust pneumonia and shit, man. And then the 20th century rolls around. It's like, oh, God, we're all dying in World War I and World War II, fighting Nazis and killing each other. And now, what do we have here in the 2000s? We have people being offended. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, your first world problems really do matter in your own head. So, and I'm serious here. No, you think I'm joking. No, this is no laughing matter. Because my granddad got blown up 3 times by the Nazis in World War II. And my grandma worked in Manchester in munitions factories, building bombs and planes to drop on the Nazis while she was being bombed by the Nazis. And, they grew up without electricity in the slums of England. And, as people like that, they help build this Western world we live in. So you got to go figure some stage what's really important and what's not. Okay? Okay, right, that's enough of me preaching. Soon International Transgender Recognition Day will be over and I will no longer be Jesus. So, it's, well, you're going to play a song I wrote. This is for a beautiful girl called Sarah C. Dream. It's called You Rock My Soul. I wrote this for you, hun. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I walk around town, feeling so blue. Call on the phone, can't get through to you. Said, hey, baby, oh, you rock my soul. I'm up and I'm down, I'm all over the place, but I never feel down when we're face to face. Said, hey, baby, oh, you rock my soul. Everybody, keep rocking, rock my soul. Our love will never grow. Heartaches, they come and they go. You rock my soul, yeah. I'm down at the bar, it's 2:15, talking to strangers and yearning for you. Said, hey, baby, oh, you rock my soul, yeah. The girls in this town, they'll break a boy's heart. They'll run him on down till he falls apart. But hey, baby, oh, you rock my soul. Ow! Keep rocking, rocking my soul. Our love will never grow. Heartaches, they come and they go. You rock my soul, yeah. Take it, yeah, rock my soul. Yeah, play that thing. One more time. Yeah. All right. Now I paid my dues, no help from my friends. I'm here for you from the start to the end. Said, hey, baby, oh, you rock my soul, yeah. When I drink tonight, I'm dreaming in blue. You bet your sweet booty I'm dreaming of you. Said, hey, baby, oh, you rock my soul. Hey, one more time. Keep a rockin', rock my soul. Our love will never go. Heartaches, they come and they go. You rock my
you rock my soul. Our love will never grow. Heartaches, they come and they go. You rock my soul. Rock and roll. Any more requests? What's the time? Are they going to kick us off stage yet? We got plenty of time. I got 40 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen at home, please do phone in and express your opinions about this show. The most expressive opinion will get a shout out on air here at 3D Radio 93.7. This song's is my latest song I've just written. It's about quite a controversial character. His name is Tommy Robinson. Well, down in Rotherham, you can let your baby out. At Glencoe, they run the show, they'll take a walkabout. So don't call no policeman, just sit home and cry. Them boys in blue ain't there for you, they'll leave you high and dry. If you call the media, then you're home, they'll raid. But Tommy's up and made a stand, and he is not afraid. Say, looky here in Luton, kebabs are having fun. There goes the neighborhood, Lord, the Jews are on the run. As Mark said once, the churches stand gleaming in the sun. It's just the local cleansing boys, it's how these things are run. Please don't make a fuss, Smoky Cody's here to stay. But Tommy's up and made a stand, and he's not afraid. Say, Luke, there stands a patriot, he's messing up our town. As liberal fingers point a mark, they'll have to tear you down. Just because you made a stand and gave it all you got, they've got to kick your asses coming off the top. When your life is over, they'll piss upon your grave. The Tommy's up and made a stand, and he is not afraid. Hey! Hey, that's a punk song there. Dedicated to the new religion called tolerance, peace, love. Everything's going to be fantastic. Are you feeling good? Hey, I'm pretty tolerant, man. I put up with the meth heads down the road doing all kinds of crazy shit, man. I phoned the police about that, and then the police are pretty tolerant too. They didn't come around and put a stop to it. Oh dear, oh dear.
It was fun.
That was fun. Now Avalanche.
I got one for you though.
What's the difference?
You go first then.
What's the difference between bogan chicks and Muslim chicks?
All right, what's the difference then? Go on.
Bogan chicks get stoned before they commit adultery.
Ooh. All right. How many social workers does it take to screw in a light bulb?
One, but the light bulb has to really want to change.
You bugger.
Wrong.
You know that one.
Are you going to read one more poem for these people?
We can do that. I can do that.
I'm nearly all out of songs and
that.
funny stuff. I mean, I've got a few more songs.
I'm going to do my old favourite. This is a line my son came up with when he was about 3 years old. We're walking down the park. And we're just walking along and he looks around, sees the clouds and the ducks and the wind blowing, and he says, Dad, he says, there's a million todays, aren't there? Hence, a million todays. It is only the chill of death we bear as the morning dew trembles in the sun. Sad-eyed as old calendars, days of yore and Valkyrie nights, where we used the moon for a skipping stone and drew hopscotch with the stars. It is only chilled breath we're aware as the day, the only day, backflips, cartwheels, whirling through sepia waltz, falling in love but getting up again. They're just old wounds and attitudes. seen through another half-wit night. And it's a lonely, still dread in there as midday is gone, far gone. The sun keeps bravely on, and daylight fades into grey. Gather your children under the polluted sky. They've been picking stars and dandelions, and it's only your will that makes you care. For there's a million todays, and all the angels are playing marbles and poker with all the devils. And Columbus and Baron Munchausen are engrossed in chess. And look there, Dad! Can you see the dinosaurs and the unicorns there? So the hour has spilt, time is everywhere, twinkling in the darkened forests. Every day, we must be children.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Stompy.
Thank you, Monsieur Avalanche, Monsieur Avalanche, Monsieur Avalanche. We've entered the cheesy bit of the night. That's right, we've become cultured all of a sudden. So I'm going to read a poem that I wrote specially for this occasion. It's called Killing Myself in the Name of Love. I've been killing myself in the name of love, just like a true believer should. I've been making love to feel-good daydreams and making out with blue-haired zombies. It must be all these new hydroponic strains that everyone's been smoking these days. They tell me it's genetically modified now, just like our food. But these existential threats to our lives don't worry me as much as the death of love. The whole world's a fantastic crime scene now. Another old mate of mine just got the shove. She wanted a snap divorce after he gave her 20 years of faithful service. Magistrate gave him almost no custody. And now the treacherous wench is turning his kids against him. The poor bastard is hitting the bottle like a hungry baby. He's killing himself in the name of love, just like a true believer should. It's not easy to be a true believer. Heartache and loneliness for breakfast, disappointments for lunch, and weary resignation for dinner. All the world's a merry carnivorous feast, but I can't afford the ticket anymore. Another piece of my soul, and I'll be bankrupt, so I'll eat my heart out instead as a special treat on me. Who needs love's merry poison in female form when I can be killing myself in the name of love, just like a true believer should? 3D radio here, the sound of free speech, freedom, and Western values slowly gurgling down the drain. And this has been Lord Stompy and Friends. It's been great, Sam and friends here at 3D, for having us. It's been a bit of a ramshackle show. Believe us, we designed it that way because we're ramshackle people. If you could see the inside of my head, you would scream in horror.
Your head is a coffin.
He might...
Good ideas come to die.
No good ideas ever died in my head. Okay, lots of them did. It was like my guitar tuner dying when I dropped it on the floor a little while ago. This song, I'm dedicating this song to all the people who have been wounded by love, all the men and the women who love has screwed them up right royally. It's called The Albatross of Love, a song I wrote from the bitter disappointments of it all. That old albatross that they call love, it hangs round your neck. Friends all wonder what's wrong, as it makes your life wreck. Takes you to the edge and throws you in too deep. Heart is filled with worry, you can't eat and you can't sleep. That feeling they call love, like a dream. Shambling monster they call love came into my happy life. Wanna be in rapture bliss, pain unwelcome with his kiss. Sweet young angel Cupid, she's Satan in disguise, makes a good girl fall and a fool out of the wise. That sweet young thing called love, she's a demon little tot, makes the sweetest blind spot grow of things you really ought to know. When you finally read the sign, then it's much too late. Heart's turned to marshmallow and you've sealed your own fate. I once knew a fellow, loved a pretty maid, loved her through and through, and he thought he had a maid. She took him to the cleaners and wiped him on the floor. Hard on sleeve he cried in pain and then came back for more. I once knew a woman, she was faithful, good and true. For her noble efforts she was punished and abused. Her boyfriend was a douchebag, but she loved him all the same. Human heart in love is just a pawn in its great game. Shambling monster they call love came into my happy life. I wanna be in rapture bliss, pain unwelcome with his kiss. Sweet young angel Cupid, Satan in disguise, makes a good girl fall and a fool out of the wise. That freight train we call love keeps rolling through the night. Rocky rolling ride, you better hang on for your life. Book a first class carriage and drink the finest wine. Then you wake up in a boxcar at the end of the damn line. That shambling monster they call love came into my happy life. I wanna be in rapture bliss, pain unwelcome with his kiss. Sweet young angel Cupid, Satan in disguise, makes a good girl fall and a fool out of the wise. Makes a good girl fall and a fool out of the wise. Yeah. All right, it's Lord Stompy and friends here at 3D. I thank you to Dirty Knickers, Avalanche, and Carrie. Thank you to Harmonica Tribe, everyone that's been listening. Is there time for one more joke? Can I tell one more joke? Am I? Oh, they're letting me tell one more joke. They've not kicked me off there yet. All right. So it'll be a good one. So the Americans just conquered this African country that was held under communist rule, and the guy from the American embassy was talking to their president. He's saying, "Oh well, we're in charge now, so we're going to do things the American way." And the African said, "Well, we're under Soviet occupation, so we learned to drink vodka and do funny Cossack dances and play this sport called Russian roulette." And the American said, "Wow, Russian roulette, that's a crazy sport, man. That's like no good." And the Russian guy said, the African guy said, "Well, yeah, we know. Like, so man, we changed it around, so it's like the African version." And the American ambassador said, "Oh, what's the African version?" And so the African guy snaps his fingers, and 6 nude, sexy African women walk into the room. And the American guy goes, "Oh, this is crazy, man." And the African guy says, "Hey, man, any of these women that you pick, she give you oral sex right now." And the American guy goes, "This is a fantastic game." He goes, "Ah, yes, but one of the girls is a cannibal." Ladies and gentlemen, Lord Stompy and friends, we've been live, loud, rude, crude, loving and loving it. God bless, take care, good night, and handing over to the sound man here at 3D 93.7. Woo!